Wait, I need to get a rug before I do, because in case they fall on the ground, I don't want them to get scratched. Oh, see guys, that's what I mean, the figures fell. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the video here on Rain Reviews. And for today's video, I am bringing you guys back with another WWE action figure setup video. For today's setup video, we're actually going to be doing it blind. What I mean by blind is that I'm not going to be able to choose personally what figures I want to pose. I'm going to have to choose them without looking, because I think that makes it a lot more interesting. And recently, one of you guys actually commented for me to do a blind setup video, so thank you guys so much for that idea. And also guys, we finally did it. We reached 9,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. I cannot wait to reach 10,000 subscribers. That way I can do the massive giveaway for you guys with 5 winners. But for those of you guys who have not watched my previous setup videos, how this works is I'm pretty much going to pick out 14 figures from my shelf, 7 duos, but this time I'm going to do it without looking. That way it could be at random. And then after that, I'm going to be displaying them in my arena, and then you guys get to comment down below which one was your favorite at the end. So without further ado, let's pick out the action figures blindly from my collection. Once again, like how I mentioned in all of my previous setup videos, for those of you guys who have not watched them, here on my top shelf I have all my Ultimate Edition figures. On my second shelf I have all my favorite wrestlers. On my third shelf I have a bunch of duplicate figures. On my fourth shelf I have a bunch of OG and Legends figures. And on the bottom I have all my men on card figures and some of my chase figures as well. Alright guys, since I do have all my figures in my shelf, I can't really actually pick them out from a bin at random. So what I decided to do is try out using duct tape and throwing them at the figures, and whoever it lands on I'll pick. I don't think that's gonna work, because I've been trying it out just like this and they're not sticking, or they're just going all the way to the back of the shelf. So what I'm probably gonna do is just look away and just pick out a figure at random from each shelf. So here's the plan. I'm gonna pick out 2 duos, 4 figures from the top shelf, 4 more figures from the second shelf, 4 more figures from the third shelf, and 2 figures from the last shelf down there. So without looking, here we go. Wait, I need to get a rug before I do, because in case they fall on the ground, I don't want them to get scratched. Alright guys, so here I grabbed the rug in case my figures do fall on the ground, they don't get scratched. So here we go guys, without looking, first figure will be... Who is this? Who is this? First figure is Sami Zayn. Okay, so the first figure is gonna be Sami Zayn, so I'm gonna place him right over here. Oh! See guys, that's what I mean, the figures fell. I'm trying not to drop the figure, but who is this? Who is this? Oh, Jey Uso, he's gonna fight Jey Uso. Although they are kind of best pals, I guess. It's gonna be pretty sick to see them fighting against each other. Now let's pick out the second duo from the top shelf. Who's this? We got Gunther, and he's gonna be facing the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Now let's move on to the second shelf. Scope out and see who I should grab. So I grabbed the figure here. I'm not sure who it is. And it is the Rated R Superstar Edge. Who is he gonna face? So I grabbed somebody. Who is this? Bro, he's gonna be facing a basic Cody Rhodes. That's crazy. I did not expect to pick out this figure. Okay, let's pick out the next duo now. Now I'm gonna use my left hand. Let's see who we're gonna get. Who is this? We got the one and only John Cena, the GOAT. Who is John Cena gonna face? Who is this? We got the one and only CM Punk. So this is a great duo, John Cena versus CM Punk. So we have 4 duos now. We just need 3 more. So now we're going to pick out the next 2 duos from the third shelf. 3. There should be 3. We got AJ Styles. Who is AJ Styles going to face? That was an accident, by the way, but I felt like since I grabbed him, I had to, use him. AJ Styles is going to be facing Finn Balor. Let's pick out the next 2 figures. Scoping out and seeing who I should pick. I got somebody. We got the one and only, the dead man, The Undertaker. Let's see who's gonna be facing The Undertaker now. I'm gonna be using my left hand for this one. Let's pick out somebody. And we got somebody. The Undertaker will be facing Seth freaking Rollins. So now we're gonna pick out the next 2 figures from the bottom shelf. I accidentally grabbed somebody already, so I feel like I have to grab them now. So the next figure is Scott Steiner. I grabbed somebody. Hopefully they don't fall, and it already fell. He's gonna be facing Goldust. I did not expect that. This is an Elite 6 Goldust, so this is a very old figure. Here is the damage after picking out the figures randomly. So we have a John Cena that fell, and Booker T fell as well, and I think that's about it. Not much damage, but we picked out all the figures. So here we have all the figures that we will be displaying in today's setup. But now it is time to set up the action figures. Alright everybody, so here we have all the WWE action figures displayed. This setup did take me quite a while, especially that Cody Rhodes and Gunther, because they kept falling over. But now let's go and check out and see what every single one of these figures is doing. To start off, these two figures are not in frame, but we are going to start off with the Rated R Superstar Edge versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. So this is a Ruthless Aggression Edge, and this is a basic Cody Rhodes. I forgot what wave this is from, but this is pretty new. Edge, as you guys know, he is my favorite superstar of all time, and Cody Rhodes, he is currently my favorite superstar as well. So this is pretty much my all-time favorite versus my current favorite. And Edge, man, he is my favorite superstar of all time. He has always been my favorite superstar since I was a kid. I remember watching the 2010 Royal Rumble. When he won it, I was extremely hyped. My favorite match that Edge has probably had is, honestly, I really like when he faced Undertaker at WrestleMania. That match was pretty sick. And one of my favorite Edge highlights is when he speared Mick Foley through a table when it was on fire. As for Cody, we're gonna get to him later on because I do have him posted Gunther as well. But for now, that was the Rated R Superstar versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. And now moving on to the right, we got one of the greatest of all times, the Dead Man, the Undertaker, about to chokeslam Seth freaking Rollins. So this is an Elite 107, the Undertaker, and this is an Elite 109, Seth Rollins. And man, Seth Rollins just had a match with Bronson Reed at Crown Jewel, and that match was insane. Honestly, I expected Seth Rollins to win just because I feel like they want to give him a push for when he faces CM Punk. But I'm pretty sure Bronson Reed is not done with Seth Rollins, so we will probably get that match eventually again. As for the Undertaker, man, he is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I was so hyped when he made his special appearance at WrestleMania 40 when he chokeslammed The Rock. I hope in these next upcoming years, The Undertaker has a match at WrestleMania, which I'm not sure if it will happen because he kind of is retired. One of my favorite matches that The Undertaker has ever been in is when he faced Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania when Shawn Michaels' career ended. That match was sick. I also always loved his Buried Alive matches, especially the ones with Kane. But other than that, that was a Dead Man, The Undertaker, about to chokeslam Seth freaking Rollins. And now moving over here to the back, we got the former Intercontinental Champion Jey Uso about to jump on Sami Zayn through a table. So this is an Ultimate Edition Jey Uso, and this is an Ultimate Edition Sami Zayn. Both of these two figures are pretty new as well. Alright guys, so Jey Uso just teamed up with Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso at Crown Jewel, and unfortunately they lost, but I was pretty happy that the new Bloodline won, just because I know that they'll probably win at War Games. But as we saw, Sami Zayn did come at the end and he accidentally Halula kicked Roman Reigns. I actually thought Sami Zayn was going to join in Solo Sikoa and he was probably going to cause him the match at War Games, but that didn't end up happening. I'm really curious to see what happens between Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns because I'm pretty sure they're eventually going to talk it out either on SmackDown or Raw. As for Jey Uso, man, I really hope they give him another singles title run because the Intercontinental Championship run was not it. But other than that, that was Jey Uso about to jump on top of Sami Zayn through a table. And moving over here to the front, we got Scott Steiner about to get hit with a Crossroads by Goldust. So this is an Elite 6 Goldust and this is an Elite 105 Scott Steiner, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure Goldust and Scott Steiner have never faced each other in a one-on-one match. I know they teamed up back in 2003, but that's about all they did together, I believe. As for Scott Steiner, I haven't really watched too many of his matches, but as for Goldust, he used to be one of my favorite wrestlers when I was a kid, mainly because of how he looks, guys. He literally looks like a superhero in my opinion. This figure did take me so long to get. I remember when I was a kid, I was about to buy him for like 50 bucks, but I'm so glad I didn't because I was able to buy him for 20 bucks. I also have one more of him that I got in the mystery box that I bought from eBay. I know Goldust is in AEW now, but I prefer this look than the one that he has in AEW. Hopefully Goldust does return eventually to WWE back. That way he can like team up with Cody Rhodes or do something with Cody Rhodes at least. But other than that, that was Goldust about to hit Scott Steiner with a Crossroads. And moving over here to the back, we got Finn Balor about to hit the coup de grace on AJ Styles. Alright guys, so this is an Elite 107 Finn Balor and this is a new Top Picks AJ Styles. Sadly, AJ Styles is currently injured, I believe. I'm not sure if it's a fake injury or if it's actually real, but I'm pretty sure it's real. It was very unfortunate to see that he got injured literally on his match back on SmackDown just because he's one of my favorite wrestlers. As for Finn Balor, man, I feel like they've been doing him pretty dirty lately. Finn Balor has been building up tension with the new Judgment Day because they keep saying that Dominic Mysterio is the next world champion, when we all know Finn Balor actually wants to be a world champion himself, so it's kind of crazy that they're actually doing that again. And as for AJ Styles, hopefully he returns pretty soon. Hopefully we see him at the Royal Rumble because I really want to see him in action again. But other than that, that was Finn Balor about to hit the coup de grace on AJ Styles. And moving over here to the front, we got the one and only the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes about to do a Cody Cutter on Gunther. Alright guys, so this is an Ultimate Edition Cody Rhodes and this is an Ultimate Edition Gunther. And man, what a match they had at Crown Jewel. I was really expecting Gunther to win that match, but surprisingly Cody Rhodes actually ended up pulling out the win. As many of you guys saw, Gunther was about to put Cody Rhodes in the sleeper hold, but Cody Rhodes was able to reverse it and he ended up pinning Gunther. So Cody Rhodes did end up becoming the first ever Crown Jewel champion, well also as well as Liv Morgan, but the men's world champion. Cody Rhodes has to deal with a lot of things. He has to deal with Kevin Owens, he has to deal with probably the bloodline. I feel like Cody Rhodes is not done with the bloodline, so I feel like he'll eventually like get in that situation. As for Gunther, man, I'm not sure what they're gonna do with him after this Crown Jewel incident that happened. I know he's eventually gonna face CM Punk, but I don't think so anytime soon. But man, I was super happy that Cody Rhodes ended up beating Gunther because I did not want Gunther to win at all. But overall, guys, that was Cody Rhodes about to hit a Cody Cutter against Gunther. And moving over here to the right, we got the last setup of the day. We got the one and only John Cena, and he just hit an attitude adjustment against CM Punk. Alright guys, so this is a Build-A-Figure Nicholas John Cena, and this is an Elite CM Punk that came with the Ricardo Rodriguez Build-A-Figure pieces. I also added the Build-A-Figure referee, the one that came with the SummerSlam wave. John Cena and CM Punk had some amazing rivalries back in the day. I'm pretty sure they are going to run it back eventually in John Cena's farewell tour. It would be very sick to see John Cena face CM Punk at SummerSlam again, just like how they did like a decade ago. As for John Cena's plans for next year, I feel like he's probably going to face Randy Orton at WrestleMania 41. As for CM Punk, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 100% sure that Drew McIntyre is not done with him, as well as Seth Rollins. So I feel like we'll eventually get that triple threat match between Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. And I know that CM Punk does want to go for the world champion, so I feel like he will eventually face Gunther as well. But hopefully these two guys do clash again eventually next year, and hopefully they have some amazing matches again. But other than that, guys, that was John Cena hitting an attitude adjustment against CM Punk. But other than that, guys, that was today's first ever blind WWE action figure setup video. My favorite definitely had to be the John Cena versus CM Punk because I feel like this angle looks very sick. And for second place, I would probably have to put Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. But other than that, guys, let me know in the comment section down below which one was your favorite setup. Was it Edge versus Cody Rhodes? Was it The Undertaker versus Seth Rollins? Was it Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn? Was it Goldust versus Scott Steiner? Was it Cody Rhodes versus Gunther? Was it Finn Balor versus AJ Styles? Or was it the GOAT John Cena versus the best in the world CM Punk? Alright everybody, so that's gonna do it for today's video. I know it was a little awkward the way I picked the figures like blindly because I don't really know how to do it since all my figures are on the shelf. But if you guys do have a better way that I could do this, leave it in the comment section down below. That way I could do it next time. But do not forget that we are currently doing a giveaway that ends on Thanksgiving. We're giving away an Ultimate Edition CM Punk. And once again, thank you guys so much for helping me reach 9,000 subscribers. I cannot wait to reach 10,000. That way I can do a massive giveaway for you guys with 5 winners. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and I will see you guys in the next one.